program on target. As usual, as soon as we start this program, you can pick up the telephone and give us a call. We never have a subject matter. That's the beauty about this program. You can introduce your own topic. A number of people continue to say you want the same issues every day. If you want the same issue every day, you're getting it. That's the power of the program. You can determine what we speak about. Politics, religion, socioeconomic issues, metaphysics, agriculture, or issues trending. Give us a call. We are on 442-0175. That's the number to call. We are on Real FM 91.9 and 91.5. A lot of areas in the St. George's area is easier to get 91.5. If you're in Brooklyn, New York, we Noise FM 94.9. And we invite you to share our program, subscribe to our program, like our program. Put our program on the chat rooms that you are on. We on YouTube. And this morning, while I wait a call, a couple of weeks ago, I was practically mauled by several teachers. They managed to meet me. I was alone, and they felt that I was on the radio relentlessly attacking teachers, criticizing teachers, running down teachers. I don't like teachers. That was some of the utterances and expressions they have. I was very angry. And I was not able to defend myself because, you know, the teachers are the most educated people in Grenada. And the kind of vocabulary they have, if they don't give you a chance to speak, I cannot match them. They was in an attacking mood. So I became very respectful, like the maids in Africa. If you watch the social media, you see how Africans treat their maids in the movies. And the maids have to be very respectful. So I was extra respectful to them. And at the end of the program, I promise I'll respond to them on the program on target. But you know, I don't like breaking news. So I had to take a couple weeks to give it some thought. So while I wait your call, today I would like to speak about why I speak about our teachers so much. Formal education has been with us for a very, very long time, for centuries. And people depend on our teachers. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, sir.
Yes, my brother, welcome. I know you like to use the new.
If you water get cut off, you almost have to get a loan to put it back. This is not nice for the poor people of this country. Although now I say just start with everybody. The government have say. Now I say introduce a very serious talk. Business place is one. Home is a different one. When you get disconnected, you must pay And that is to show that the government of this day don't care about the poor people. Because someone said to me, they say, they're not government business. I don't share the view, I don't share that view. Because government have representative on the board. The chairman, he does be their selection, all different things does be their selection. So I want to know why. I know when Miss Pierre gets into office, she will interfere in that topic. Because you know why? She have love and she concerned about the poor people. And other bills she will target. This is why I said to them, we have to try a lady in this country. Something is wrong. People is balling. I don't know if you ever pay attention to this affair.
Yes, the government had put tax on sugar,
very serious tax.
Water, and electricity. And that is why we consider the government as vultures. They put tax on sugar, water, electricity, and they remove $150 from the elderly and the physically challenged. And they reduced the money they was giving disadvantaged children. So then we decided they were vultures. A vulture by nature prey on the weak and the sick. And that is what the NDC did. So yes, scholar, I agree.
I want the people of this nation to take note. So others who know, come in and explain about that, who have the personal experience in this bill. I rest my case.
Yes, scholar. You see, people have to speak sometimes for the poor of the poor. Presently now, the environment is hostile against people in the lower income group. While government have attacked the poor, they gave a tax break to the people in a better position, the taxpayers. And they attack social program. They declare marketing board. And they attack the Imani program. This government seeks the interests of some people in Grenada. Not everybody. It's not an inclusive government. And that's why I always tell people, don't be shocked when you vote who you vote. You must know what the politicians stand for. You must ask the politician questions. We bought a cat in a bag. We got a fake. The government first act was to remove $150 from the elderly. They promised them $650. They referenced the World Bank to convince them that it was serious. And they removed $150 from them, making all kind of excuses. They took money from disadvantaged children. They fired a number of low-income people who they claim were Josie and identify with the government at that time. So the people of Karakou and a number of other women lost their job. After 3 to 19 years in service, the government raised their income by about 300%, while they deprive the poor of the poor. Way back when government decided that there are some items, some products in the country that you control the price. And sugar, water, and electricity was part of that. And that's why the government set up MNIB. It wasn't the M come in the revolution marketing. National Importing Board. That was there since in the 70s to try to control the price of sugar, rice, milk, and some other basic commodities that the poor of the poor, it was the daily part of the diet. But this government come in and raise the price on sugar. They raise the price on water and electricity. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, caller, go ahead.
Mr. Pierre, I just listen some people on some radio station, Not to say you're taking people and come. But I find what going on with us is like we don't watching what going on in society. Or they getting the money to come and talk, all talk. Mr. Pierre, this country we're living in, I don't tell you, I was not in Grenada when the first NDC was in power. And it's everybody cried that why they had to vote out Juku the Prime Minister. And Mr. Pierre, it's just the same thing. And listen, this morning, everybody could go and work for the money now and be themselves. Mr. Pierre, in NMP, everybody working for the dollar. Those who did not go on training, them people getting $800 to one training. Right now, Mr. Pierre, the amount of I used to be sometimes going sometimes, you see bossman running to pick up them people and them. You have in Anglican, in Catholic, in college. Bossman load as they reach the load, they gone. Just their children who go in and take the lesson. And Mr. Pierre, when that in the 10 days, one set of people doing the 6 months. Huh?
You have to remember, this present government campaigned against these things. And people voted for them.
Mr. Pierre, listen what the man say. Tell all you caretaker, what are you stand for? Tell all you minister, who are you? Is it the Democratic Congress? Mr. Pierre, I never go in since I know I'm voting. Yeah, NMP and NDC in Grenada. Because you are NMP, the government is for everybody. You are GOLP, the government is for everybody. I don't understand what's going on in this society now, Mr. Pierre. I'm getting so annoyed. You don't know how I getting so annoyed when I'm watching this thing. And I said, thank God, I don't have a navel string to like some little children. You give them a piece of food, mommy. I don't want meat. I don't want mommy. I don't want milk. I don't want tea. The thing I just look. This is the thing I never looking at people who have how many children, how they making out. Huh? When you walk, Mr. Pierre, the amount of money, they chase the people and them. You know what? Call center open for everybody. Call center in a special body call center used to take, No call center open for everybody. I just can't understand that the people don't see this thing and them going on. Mr. Pierre, I'm sick.
You have to understand that there are some people that are very comfortable with what is going on.
Well, how you could get only for them to comfortable, Mr. Pierre? They pay them to do what they're doing.
No.
Because how you could comfortable?
There are some people that consider themselves better than other people. So this government is promoting.
Than one another, you might have somebody spending $1 more than one another, but nobody is better than one another. Oh, Mr. Pierre, enjoy your rest of the day.
Thank you. Because I didn't say people better than the other. I say some people consider themselves better than others. And you have a government that is promoting classism. The government say about who is classless and who is commoners and who is beggy and good people and bad people. So automatically the government promoting classism. And the government introduced restorative justice. And its practicality on the ground, what you're seeing is victimization and vengeance. And the NDC have always been hostile against people in the lower income group. Every time they come in power, every time they go after social programs. They say because you're giving these people things, you're making them lazy. Don't give them. Let them starve. That has been the NDC policy. So a lot of people disappointed in the policy now. But I always say it's very important to know what your parliamentary representatives stand for. You must know that. Sometimes they just want your vote, but they cannot stand your company. They don't believe in what you believe. And I think that's the mistake we make in Grenada. Every time you open your mouth about a politician, the supporters are ready to attack you, not realizing you may be speaking the truth. And that's why I choose the topic now this morning to speak on. What you have with the teachers. Why you attacking the teachers? Well, the teachers in Grenada is responsible for delivering the formal education of our people. Based upon the law in Grenada, you're supposed to be in school between the age of 2.5 and 16. They have pre-primary school for children between 2.5 and 5 years old. A parent could be charged. A parent could be charged if you don't send your child to school. You must send your child to school. You cannot say, I will educate my child at home. No, no, no. Not in Grenada. In some countries you could do that. But not in Grenada. You have to send your children in school between the age of 2.5 and 16. So for 13.5 years, your child is supposed to be in school. What they teach the child in school is not constructed or determined by the parents. Parents have no say in what subjects they teach your child in school. They have a curriculum. The subject matter, the contents, the topic. Some children will go to school all their life and they have never seen the curriculum. And the parent don't even know how to pronounce that word. I struggling with it. Whether it's curriculum or whatever. So the teachers are the ones who know the subject matter. And the teachers is the one who teach. So if the children don't learn, I say the teachers are not good teachers. Your child go to school for 13.5 years. And after 5 years in secondary school, most children now go in secondary school at the age of between 10 and 12 years. So by 16, 17, you come out to school. And 70% of the children are unable of passing the subject. Something is wrong with that. Something is wrong with that. We have to hold our teachers accountable. Now, when you speak about the government claims that they spend 11% of their GDP on education. Yes, scholar.
I am the voice of one crying out in the wilderness. Senior, how do you do?
Go right ahead, Chief.
Senior, I am very much concerned. In other words, I'm a concerned citizen, and I have the right to speak because I believe that every single Grenadian that might be going through a phase where unsatisfactory concern, I am the voice of one crying out. There is a situation present right now that the people in telescope is really going through, and that can be able to, and that is really matter of great concern. And I'm looking at it that if you do not address right now, this could be an epidemic for the people of telescope and even the surrounding area. I consider telescope not to be a village, but I consider telescope to be a city. Over the past years, telescope has been grown. And you will agree with me, senior. And I am very concerned with your cry and what I have seen, where I don't know if it's the Ministry of Health, I don't know who's responsible for this, but it's a bad idea. Where you have the tractors come in and excavate certain areas, cutting down the trees that basically are windbreak to protect the houses of the people in the village, in the city of Telescope. I don't consider them a village. Telescope, to me, in my opinion, right now, we have a population explosion. And I'm happy to see how that city of Telescope had grown over the years. And I do not know who are the people or person that come up with the idea to go in there and cut down so much of windbreaks, clean the land. And present right now, the people in that part of Telescope is experiencing more wind than anything else, because most of these windbreak that basically protect the house has gone. And what we see now is a set of old abandoned vehicle pick up all over the area, and they are packing them up one on top the other. And once you cut the windbreak down, and you decide to take this old abandoned vehicle and save them there, and packing them up one on top the other, God forbid, today we have a storm or hurricane, I hope we have no more. But all these old vehicles will be flying missile, and these old vehicles can be able to endanger the life of the citizen of Telescope. And I understand their information to suggest they're only doing that on a temporary basis, but I'm saying this thing will be there for a long while. I do not love what I saw there. And then you have the seaweed that they, come on, I mean, I don't know if they decide to make that area in Telescope a second Perseverance. I don't know if they believe that the distance to go to Perseverance are that far. I am not comfortable. I am not living in Telescope, but I am a concerned citizen. And what I am seeing the senior, if you go and you take a trip there, it will amaze. This thing is not good. And I'm asking the powers that be, did you really held consultation with the people of Telescope? Or you just go there and just do what you want? But in the name of God, I'm asking the authority, whether the Ministry of Health or MIT Ministry, who is responsible for that, stop that. Because the stench on what we are smelling there, and having all these old cars, I could imagine the time will come when there will be a rat infestation, a mongoose infestation in Telescope. Do something better. I am very much concerned of the people of Telescope and the surrounding area in what basically I saw is taking place there. I rest my case, senior. Thank you.
One of the challenges you have with this government, they say information is based upon need to know. If they feel you know, they're going to tell you. So the government is very conservative with their information. They're not telling people what is going on. And that is perhaps the challenge. As a result of that, they will always have to play catch-up game when people protest trying to go and address the issues. I don't know what they're building in Telescope, whether it's garbage dump or whether it's for old derelict vehicles. I don't know. Sometimes the management of these facilities, again, is wanting. And if they're using it to pack seaweed, that is not what the Prime Minister promised. He promised to find nets to get this seaweed before they reach on shore, so they would not have this objectionable order. But the Prime Minister has deceived every crick and corner in Grenada. Every sector of our people, he has deceived them. Telescope is generally a low-income area. And again, the government might believe they don't much care about them because they might consider them as classless and commoners. You see, the NDC is pushing a privilegencia, so a higher social strata. And they have a line of demarcation, who is who. So they may not recognize the people of Telescope as worthy of communicating with. It is unfortunate and it's sad. There are issues that must be undertaken, and some areas have to be used for it, and some discomfort could come to the community. That is where information and communication and dialogue is concerned. And when you are asked questions, if you answer truthfully, then people will understand and they will make sacrifice. But maybe the government don't respect the people of Telescope enough. If he was in Lansapine or Fort Judy or Tempe, the government might have shown more respect. But if they believe it's a classless commoners place, they would treat it with contempt. It's sad, but that's the government you have. Yes, I said the number to call is 442-0175, and you could call on any subject matter, and you don't have to stick with the issues that I speak about. But I believe we could change things in this country. And every time I take position with people, I give a suggestion. I believe we could change things in this country. I was on a point saying when you ask government about the education system, the government claim that is spending 11% of the GDP on education. Not 11%, but 10-11%. And that is more than a lot of developed countries. When you speak to the teachers say it's not them. It's the parents. And the average parents tell you they can't make blood out of stone. That means they try, but they're not succeeding. Yes, caller, welcome. We lost that caller. But I take a different approach towards it. I go straight to the teachers. I ask the teachers who teach the parents. When they told me the parents is not interested and the parents don't care, I ask who teach the parents. The teachers. When they blame the politicians, I ask who teach the politicians. The teachers. So the teachers in our country have to finance us. You are the one to blame. You are the one who teach teachers. And you are the one who teach parents. Yes, caller, welcome. All right, we lost that caller again. So you are to blame. The issue is you must establish think tank within different teaching area and brainstorm among yourself and to find out why the productivity level in school is so low. Don't tamper with the statistics. What we're doing in Grenada is tampering with the statistics. When I say that, I remember Forbes Bonham. He always saying the tampering with the statistics. If 110 children enter the school system 5 years ago, and it so happened 10 of them dead, then when you did exam in Form 5, 100 children should go and do maths. 100 children should go and do maths. And if you get 90% it means that 90 children pass maths. That is not what is happening. 110 children entered the school system 5 years ago. We take out 10 who dead, who abandoned, who leave, who jump it. You have 100. You send 10 and do maths. You get 9. And they're jumping up in the school and celebrating and say they get 90%. They tamper with statistics. What they got was 9%. Not 90%. 9%. And believe it or not, it is more closer to 9% than 90. They tampering with statistics to make themselves look good. You cannot have a system where 70% of the children cannot succeed. The people who are teaching them is not doing a good job. If you employ a seamstress to sew school skirt, or let's say school pants, and out of 100 pants, 70 students complaining, they have to change the seamstress. The seamstress done good. She cancel. The majority of clothes she sew is of unacceptable quality. If you employ a carpenter to make stool, and you give him 100 stool to make, and the majority of stool have to be rejected, change the carpenter. Change the carpenter, he done good. If a teacher is teaching Spanish and the teacher ending up with 10% passes, the teacher cannot teach. They done good. Stop blaming parents. You, the teachers, taught the parents. Examine yourself and look at your productivity level in school. The productivity level in Grenada is unacceptable. It's poor. A child should be well educated, multi-skilled, multi-talented, and endowed with the characteristic that gives them the competitive edge in the marketplace. When you speak about productivity in school, the educators want to distract you. They're talking about curriculum. That is not the issue. We don't care what the subject matter you teach. You should have results based upon what you teach. You are the ones that select what you teach. You are the ones that are marking the examination. And the children you teach, the majority of them are failing. How are we going to develop the country if the majority of the people that exit school are not competitive on the job market? How? We have to ensure that our children is multi-talented. Music should be taught in primary school. Each child should be exposed to 2 musical instruments. Each child should be exposed to 2 musical instruments. For over 200 years now, educated scientists in education, have continued to say the benefits of teaching children music in school. A lot of benefits. If you go to university, you must know that. Why don't we promote music in school. If a child is able to do music, that child more likely to be disciplined. That child more likely to get mathematics. That child's sense of reasoning will develop. Their patience. The child might more likely able to settle down. And music can provide a great source of income for that child, or a second source of income. Why we don't have music taught in school in a serious way? Our children is not doing well in school. Teachers, you can't hide. You all are to blame. Don't blame parents. You all are teach the parents. Don't blame the politician. You all are teach the politician. The schoolhouse, the physical structure, is more accommodating and prepared today than any other time in our history. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, how you doing?
Right answer.
Mr. Pierre, you went to SAS, right?
A lot of Pierre going
Is
SAS.
that correct?
A lot of Pierre going SAS.
But did you? No, but did Francis Pierre attend SAS?
You ever hear about the college on the hill?
How many students was in at Form 1 when you went to SAS, Mr. Pierre?
I don't know.
Well, let's suppose there were about 100 students in Form 1. So when you're in Form 1, you do math, English, health science, maybe geography and history. By the time you get to Form 3, people that feel that they were academically inclined in the arts, they would drop the science, they would drop the math. People that feel that they strong in the science, keep the math, they keep the geography, they keep the biology and the science. By the time they get to Form 5, there might be 25 students who say, look, my background or my career need me to develop in math. So you have 25 students doing math. 24 passed. What percentage of students were successful in math, Mr. Pierre? If you can't answer that, I'll be disappointed.
And you know I can't answer that.
Well, you said you were weak in math, but then if you are weak in math,
Caller,
don't play with statistics.
caller, mathematics supposed to be a compulsory subject in school. English language supposed to be a compulsory subject in school. All children should do maths. All children should do maths. What we are doing is we are profiling our children and throwing them out of the maths class. All children in school should do maths.
Did you do math in Form 5?
Caller, all children should do maths in school.
Did you do math?
Caller,
Math.
all children should do maths in school. All children.
I guess I can get an answer.
Thank you, caller. You see, that is what is wrong with the system. All children in school should do mathematics. You must pay tax in the country. You have to measure. You have to work out percentage. You have to cook. Maths is compulsory. And all children should do mathematics. All children should do language, because that is communication. Government should insist that all children do chemistry and physics and biology. When a child reaches the age of 16 or 17, when they exit secondary school, they're supposed to be well educated, multi-skilled, multi-talented, and endowed with the characteristic to be competitive on the job market. You based upon the laws of Grenada, you should not employ a child 16 years and under. And that's when a child have a basic education. After that, the child could choose to branch off, to do mechanic, technical education, entertainment, get married, make children, turn rasta, go on the block. But for the 13 and a half years that child in school, the child must get a sound basic education. All children should do maths. The maths teacher, the school now telling you they get 90% passes. They tamper with statistics. If 100 children enter the school system and mathematics and English language is compulsory, and you get 9 pass, is 9%, not 90%. I grew up in Tikolo celebration of day. You know. They say one child get 16 subject, the next one get 12, they celebrating. Well, about 40 something children did exam. How much they get? People don't even know. So we jump on the 1 and 2 children that do well in school. And we big up the school for doing well. While we know the majority of children failing. That cannot be right. And our teachers are responsible. Every time a school term ends, or the school year ends, most schools have a party. A fair and a dance or a block and party. Not much dance these days. When last you hear about a concert in school? When last you hear about a concert in school to develop our children's talents? Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes,
I think the caller was missing in the point in terms of when you're talking about all children should do maths. Whether you get maths or not, whether you do maths or not, the point you are making is all children should do maths. It's like a demand. You're demanding that they have to do it. Yeah, they don't have no choice, but they have to do maths, and I think that is the point you're trying to make. But it's like he's trying to bring statistics. So like if
tamper with
20 children
statistics
do maths and 19 get and 19 pass, you want the point you is trying to make is the 20 of them should pass. They should be getting 100%. And I think that is the point you are trying to make. So forget what happened then. Who didn't pass then? Who didn't get maths then? You want the children to improve with maths subject. No, that is the most important thing. You want them to do it. No. Yeah, and I think that is the point you are trying to make. And I think he misunderstood what you were saying. Second of all, I watch on the news with the farmers, I think in Maribor. And I think that there is something more to just taking all the water and to supply Maribor farm. I find there's a deep politics in that. There is a deep restorative justice in that. And it's like you're going to damage or let the man crops spoil just because of restorative justice. Correct me if I'm wrong, you know. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But I more want to believe is restorative justice. Third, the dump in telescope is the same thing, restorative justice, because of political choice. And according to number 10, election have consequences. Voting for who, and if your party and win, there is consequences, and especially with that bunch. And if that is the way we're going, we are heading down a dangerous slope. Yeah, and this, and look at where with the farmer, where it happened in the member for Northwest constituency. Look at where it happened, and would she stand there and watch this thing happen? Would she stand up for that farmer when she was a member of the New National Party? We know and we saw that she showed love for people. Are you forgetting people and show love for money over people right about now? I want to see you take a stand on that, the member for St. Andrews Northwest.
Yeah.
That is my take on it.
Thank you, caller. The issue in Maribor is unfortunate. But the National Democratic Congress have always been hostile to agriculture farmers. It's not now. This time they're more blatant. They're worse. They decree the marketing board. They tell the farmers they're going to get net for them to collect the seaweed before you reach the shoe. They say they're going to bring greenlet truck to pick mango and guava and coconut. If the water system is not enough, if the dam that collects the water is not enough, ask yourself the question, does Maribor Agriculture Station function in the night? And the answer is no. Maribor Agriculture Station do not wet plants in the night. And if the water is not enough, it would have made more agricultural economic sense to pump water from the river up to that dam. If the water in the dam that service the agriculture station and the farmers in Lord Bo is not enough, it was better for the Ministry of Agriculture to pump additional water to the dam. Cutting off the water from the farmers is a political crime. Let me repeat that. There are a lot of people that don't know the area. The dam that's the Maribor Agriculture Station for years also supplied the farmers in Lord Bo. If the water in the dam, because of increased agricultural activity, was not adequate enough to service the Maribor Agriculture Station and the farmers, the Maribor Agriculture Station should inform the farmers, do not wet in the day. We're going to wet in the day, you're going to wet in the night. Or the Ministry of Agriculture should just use some of the money they have from the blue economy or the red economy or the environment and buy some pipelines and pump water from the river to the dam so the farmers could use the water. What the government did was restorative justice, political vengeance, and victimization, a political crime. For the last 2 years, I was saying to people and people in the diaspora, the impact, the negative consequences, the fracture, the divisiveness, and the hate that accompanies the National Democratic Congress. And I speak because I was concerned about the rippling effect on the ground. as the government promote classism and believe some people better than others, this is what you expect from the government and more. As you say that, I call on the radio repeatedly on my program and speak on behalf of the little sister that used to sit down on the same bench with the parliamentary representative of Maribor, the parliamentary representative for St. Andrews Northwest. I call on her repeatedly to keep her word and get the piece of land for Deborah. She take back the land from the individual. She took back the land from the individual. She gave her a letter rescinding the authority. I knew she and the Minister of Agriculture going on good. They have the best relationship. That is toes, Mr. Andrew. So I call on him, Lennox Andrew. Have a dialogue with the parliamentary representative for St. Andrews Northwest. She have these bills that was paid for the land. She promised to give the individual another piece of land. The individual say, I'll accept it anyway because I have none. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller, that caller gone. She said, I'll accept the land because I have none. Instead of that, I understand Mr. Lennox Andrew said, don't give him the money. The money that I gave to farmers for the land as a result of buried hurricane. He said, I'm calling his name on the air too much, so don't give him. So he don't give me the 9,000. And I'm not stopping call his name. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hey, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
Mr. Pierre, the next election, what the government running? What is the accomplishment?
The NDC, no government in Grenada has lost election because of accomplishment. Government in Grenada lose election because of politics, not because they perform or don't perform. The NDC is well aware of that. What they're going to do next time is to come up with a new pack of lies.
Mr. Pierre, all of the seeing with these people what's inside, any effort on the behalf to try to remain in power is nothing but to protect the lavishing lifestyle, What we see from them from the last 3 years, that is what they have to offer, which is nothing. The only day, Mr. Pierre, to make themselves rich, So the survival now is only to protect the lavishing lifestyle. That is all. And they will do anything to protect that. They can smart. He paid them big money, he bought all of them. Anyway, hold it.
Yes, scholar. Thank you. So that is a sad situation. So when you see those farmers crying there, shouting out, who is going to help them? If the government had a water problem, you solve problem. You don't walk around with a briefcase, a certificate on your head, and a bag of problem. The technical officers in agriculture just had to pump water from the river to increase the level in the dam so that both the Ministry of Agriculture, who do not wet in the night, and the few farmers in Lordbo could get enough water. You don't have to cut off the farmers in Lordbo. They are full-time farmers. So now you're making them unemployed. Some of them employ themselves, their wife, and their children. But maybe the government don't like the politics. You see, the Ministry of Agriculture, these are the same people that cut down Belvedere Nutmeg. Up to today, you cannot find anybody in Grenada that could justify why they cut down Belvedere Nutmeg. If you have increased use for water in Lodbo area, well, all you have to do is to pump water to the dam. That is not rocket science. This thing's simple. In addition to that, bring storage facilities for gravitational flow. Build an additional storage dam for the workers in Lodbo, the farmers in Lodbo. The Ministry of Agriculture do not use water in the night. And I'm absolutely certain that the Ministry of Agriculture is not short of water, you know. They're just bad-minded. Somebody just want to destroy those farmers in Lodbo. Their name is not big. Those farmers who have big name. So the privilegencia, the social status that this government fighting, they start to look down on those farmers. That's what is sad about Grenada. And those guys in the diaspora always believe some of the atrocities that committed in Grenada during the revolution, the 4.5 years. Maurice Bishop supervised over the worst crimes after slavery and colonialism. And he had the full support of the majority of people in the diaspora. Most of them believe because they're in the diaspora, they're in a different social class from we mere mortal Grenadians. But I say our teachers cannot blame anybody. I want teachers to go in front of the mirror and start to look at yourself. You taught the parents. So if you felt parents is not doing enough, remember you taught them. And you taught the politicians. And you cannot have an education system where the productivity level is so disgracefully low. Here ends the end of our program. We must thank you for participating. All those who call, we encourage you to share and like our program. And we're back with you again on Monday for another opportunity of On Target. Thank you very much.
Foreigners have recommended it highly.